And now, with the dim lit news, here's Mr. Chris with the smartest talk. Hey there, brilliant bros and babes, and welcome to the smartest talk. I'm Mr. Chris, aka the president of the Nut Association, as well as your host to this wonderful show. Today, I'd like to talk about a little bit of history and etymology. No, not the study of bugs, that's entomology. Etymology is the study of words and phrases. So, back in ye olden days, sailors from far and wide would come across the River Thames and hit the bars in London and the greater London area and spend every cent they had on ales and food and other more questionable activities. By the time morning came around and they had to go back to their post, they were dead broke. So what was the solution, you may ask? Well, they would get thrown over top of a line and hoisted across the river on a pulley. Sounds kind of horrible, doesn't it? Not only are you, all flustered from having a crazy night on the town, but now you're hung over by your gut and wrenched across a river. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the term hungover came from. That's right, you heard it here first, or second, or third. I'm not one to judge. With that saying, and without any further ado, let's roll right into the interrogation of the day. Hey there, caller. You're on the smartest talk. This is Mr. Chris. Why don't you tell us your name, what you're all about, your birth date, home address, and social security number.
Hi, I'm Cadence. I'm in high school. I'm 15 years old. I love playing drums. I love drawing. And I honestly, I don't know my social security number, so I guess that's that.
Almost had her, guys. Don't worry, we'll get the next one. So, you do some art stuff. Hey, maybe you should submit a work or two for our next dim lit art show. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I might do that.
Right on. Well, with all that intro stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and drop right into our interrogation here. So, I just wanted to know, where were you the night of December 16th, 2014?
I still don't know. I really don't. I have no memory of where I was that night, that day.
Sure. None of us are buying that. Have you pulled off any great heists since last we spoke?
Nope, not particularly. I've been pretty occupied with my the peanut butter that I had gotten from the store back in that time.
Okay, all right. Admission of guilt. So what have you been up to ever since dodging those charges all those years ago?
Actually, I've started up my own business with peanut butter, and I'm just making it happen for myself. Putting the past, in the past, and getting a new start. So.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, you keep your nose clean and steer clear of the Nut Association because we have guards with guns now.
Oh gosh.
So, right. Well, with that said, I think that's going to be about all of our time here for tonight. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and make sure to tune in. We've got more episodes coming at you in the future, and make sure you stay brilliant. All right. Have a great night. Goodbye. Perfect. Wonderful. In the spirit of blasts from the past, I'd like to share with you a series of stories. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's story time with Mr. Chris once again. You thought it was dead and gone, but no, you were dead wrong. So today we're gonna go on about a series of screw-ups on wheels. When I was a young lad, I was quite the wild boy on my bicycle. And as such, I had many mishaps befall me. So, I'm going to tell you about them. Once upon a time, I was cruising along on my bike. It was a nice blue mongoose, had the pegs. It was a great little bike. I was cruising right along, speeding along, and I'm coming up on this blind corner, not a care in the world, when out of nowhere comes a car. Me and the car meet, and I take out his headlight with my peg. Fortunately, the driver was not concerned about the headlight, more so concerned with my well-being and safety and all that stuff. So that was a pretty good deal out of that. On another occasion, on another blind corner, again, cruising along, zipping along, doing my thing, when out of nowhere, a car comes out. So, naturally, I slam on the brakes, and this time I was able to stop. However, it was not the best kind of stop. I slammed on the brakes, and my freaking bike flipped forward, almost to the tilting point, and I slid off the seat and crushed the family jewels into a million kajillion little pieces. It was excruciating, but I walked it off and didn't get hit by a car, so that was wonderful. On another occasion, me and my family were out camping. We brought along our bikes, because why not? There were gravel roads all throughout the campgrounds, going to the various, campsite areas and down to the lake and the swimming area and all that stuff. The lake was for fishing. But anyway, I was riding my bike near my campsite, and there was this hill, So as I hit the crest of the hill, I'm sorry, I should give you more information about the hill. So at the bottom of the hill, there was some straightaway, about 10 to 20 feet or so. It goes straight, and then it goes into a hard left. So, again, as I crest the top of the hill, I'm like, I'm going to go so fast down this hill, it is going to be awesome. So I go, and I'm still pedaling and picking up speed going downhill. And I was going to go ahead and take that left turn. But my bike had another idea. It decided to say, to hell with that. And I did a belly flop super slide on the gravel road, tearing up my entire chest, shredding it to smithereens. Again, fortunately, we were near the campsite, so I just moseyed my way back over. I was pretty fine. I mean, it stung, and it was, awful, but it wasn't too bad. But I get back, and my mom whips out this bottle of hydrogen peroxide, and with the most malicious grin, just dumps it all over me. Like 3/4 of the bottle, just all down me. And that had me screaming like a baby fresh out the womb. That was horrible. That was worse than the last incident I told you about. But, again, walked it off. I was fine. I don't have any permanent scarring or anything like that, so it was all good and fine. The last, but certainly not least among these stories. Once upon a time, Mr. Chris and a group of my friends were all on our bikes. We had set up some ramps outside of my house. We set them up on bricks and cinder blocks, so, get them nice and jacked up. Well, unbeknownst to us, one of them was much higher than the other. Wasn't a big deal because we were all going over the one side, having a grand old time. We'd loop back around and, line up and go over one at a time. Well, I decided to be that guy and say, all right, everybody, look out. I'm coming through the other way up the ramp. I am going to fly high into the sky and do a triple 360 backflip, and it's going to be awesome. Well, I sort of flew high in the sky, so I hit the ramp, and my bike immediately started to flip over. I did, about a half flip and landed on my head, and my knee was, it was bad. My bike was on top of me. Fortunately, I wasn't majorly damaged in any way. No emergency room trip, didn't crush my skull or anything like that. But it was kind of crappy. Again, walked it off. It was all good. Maybe one of these days I'll tell you the story about how I did crack my skull open and started the Broken Bulb Nation trend. But until then, we're going to see you guys next time. And I hope that y'all are having a great night, being safe. Don't pull any ridiculous stunts on your bike. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And our comment topic for today is I want to know what kind of pets you have at home. So let me know in the comment section down below. Stay brilliant, Broken Bulb Nation.